exciting episode of Pat TV. This is your new host, Avinash Konda. And yeah, I'm not a new host, I know you're trying to prompt that. But for the first time on Pat TV, we have Samir Balkhayev, who's a senior designer, graphics designer at Path Interactive. Thanks a lot for being on the show, Samir.
No problem, no problem.
Yeah, so I got Samir on the show to talk about responsive design. You see a lot of graphic designers and web designers talking about responsive design.
It's a
trendy word. You know, it's one of those words where people use it for like
out there,
like a QR code. People go crazy about it for
and
some
we all
time.
know how good that ended up.
Yeah, but this one, I think, first let's start with what is responsive design?
Well, from a designer's aspect, I guess you could say that it's more of a method of communicating with the possible user that you're trying to reach out to.
Through a website?
Through a website design, you know. Essentially, you're using a grid-based layout and using percentages instead of using other forms of measuring fonts, margins, and other stuff that are extremely important when branding companies, you know, their identities onto a website itself.
Yeah, so you say that irrespective of which device it is.
Yeah.
So it's a website which is designed for a universal device, irrespective of it being a desktop, laptop. So does the screen size differ too? So any screen, it fits any screen, right?
Yeah, essentially it fits any screen, but more importantly, it's the devices that the user is actually interacting with the most.
Yeah.
So what you want to do is you want to make your website available to them, regardless of what device they're
using. Let it be an iPhone, iPad, or any other new device which might come with different screen sizes altogether.
Exactly, in the future. But the way that we can avoid having to rebuild these things and having to design specific layouts for specific devices, which can go on forever. You know?
Yeah.
What you can do is you can design certain layouts in ways where you can measure out these percentages, and if they're even, if they make sense, it'll look good. It'll fit any browser.
Yeah.
It'll stick
and it's the same thing for different devices. It's not like you have a different desktop website and a mobile website, which sometimes is really hard to make them consistent and go through the same messaging. Exactly. But whereas with responsive design, it's universal.
Essentially, it's in the future. I guess somebody will say that it's another method of designing.
It's another method of design.
Exactly. To keep in mind the way that things are changing so much.
Yes, absolutely. And I think it would be the primary method of designing going forward. Actually,
it's almost it's like describing something of a minimalistic approach to something. For example. It's like a philosophy that you want to capture when you're designing websites, so that regardless of your client, regardless of who they might be or what you're trying to express,
which device they might be using,
or which device might pop up in the future, you'll be certain that at least you can depend on your website to get you where you want to go.
To get to work on that device and to get the message out.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, thanks a lot for being on the show, Samir, and that was a really exciting episode about responsive design. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you back in the next episode with really good topics and other new guests who we invited back, including Ruben, actually. See you. Let's go.